Hello and welcome back to Untitled-2 podcast. My name is Connor.
My name is Ash.
Feels like forever since we did one of these.
When was the last time?
Well, it was only 2 weeks ago.
2 weeks ago?
For us, obviously.
For us, yeah.
But, completely just blanked.
Okay.
So, on the podcast, I've been saying
I
for
thought
a
you were
while...
going to sneeze. You look like you had a sneeze face going.
I was trying to sneeze the words out. So, for a while on the podcast, I've been saying that I wanted to get us a proper podcast laptop.
Yeah.
Recently, my desire to start 3D modeling again has intensified as well. Trying to repair my computer seemed like a bit of a lost cause.
Yeah.
So I just wanted to get a decent all-rounder laptop that would do the job. So I was looking at getting a MacBook.
All right. Me too.
Very expensive. Very
Yeah,
expensive.
I looked at the cheapest, 15-inch MacBook that Apple sell, and it's like $2,500, and I was like, "Fuck that!"
The cheapest is like 1,700, but it wasn't all that good.
Wasn't it
like
like
it was i5 and
yeah,
13
it's
inch
not the
probably.
latest model though, is it? It's not the space grey with the thingies.
Yeah. And it wasn't a
track
Pro
bar
and all that. So I started looking at laptops that had the same specs.
Right.
So i7, Intel,
Yeah.
enough RAM, etc. I can't remember what the specs were, but I know what the specs of this laptop are.
Yeah.
So spoilers, I got the laptop. We're recording on it now, so the audio may be different because we had to set up our recording setup again. But without the sound of my giant computer in the background, it actually didn't take that much setup at all. So there may be some hiccups here and there, but we'll smooth it out as we go along.
Yeah. Plus, it's starting to get really warm, so I imagine this laptop's going to be like, "Fuck, man, it's hot." And just start going.
Yeah, that's one of the best things about this laptop is how good it is at cooling.
Yeah.
So I was sat working on a 3D model the other day, and we're having a bit of a heat wave at the moment in England. So it is fucking red hot in this room. And in my living room, which has 6 windows and is basically a fucking greenhouse, it gets really warm. And I was sat 3D modelling on a leather black couch in the sun, boiling heat with like the window as wide open as it goes, the one window that opens. And my laptop was rendering a pretty decent 3D model, which I'll put up on Twitter if you want to check it out. And it wasn't getting warm at all, like it was cool to the touch.
Yeah.
Which is incredible to me. It's absolutely astonishing to me that is a thing. Like, I was sweating, just sat doing nothing, but this laptop was keeping itself ice cold.
That's pretty good.
So I'm so happy with it.
If I can't get a MacBook Pro, I might just get one of these, man. It's pretty solid.
Yeah, so the one I went with...
Very loud as well.
Is a Dell 7000 gaming laptop, which I'm not going to use for gaming because I've got a PS4 Pro.
Yeah, that's exactly what it says here. Inspiron 7000
Inspiron,
gaming.
Yeah. It's got an i7 core, 16 gigabytes of RAM, like a 128 gigabyte SSD.
Yeah.
It boots up like that. It's ridiculous. And it's got a terabyte hard drive as well, which is where I'm storing all my 3D models and stuff, which is good that it's got that much space on it. Because if I'd have gone for the MacBook, it's all SSD, which is great and everything, but it's like less than 500 gig.
Yeah.
So I'm glad.
They want you to buy external hard drives and shit, don't they?
Yeah. Well, they want you to buy every fucking peripheral under the sun.
Yeah. Oh, I was on the Apple webpage, and down at the bottom is all like customers who bought this also bought.
Yeah.
And like had the standard charger stuff and all that shit. And there was they're called earbuds.
Yeah, the wireless.
170 quid.
Unbelievable.
What the fuck? Never would I buy those.
It's
ever.
Unreal.
Especially since like wireless audio technology is shit anyway. I prefer it to be all wired and whatnot because bit of an audiophile, you know.
It's not like it's something we have a problem with. It's not like you come across people every day complaining, "Oh, my headphones have a wire on them. Oh, why has God betrayed us like this?"
Yeah. Plus, when someone pulls it out of your ear, you don't get to slap them because there's no cable to pull out. I just slap people for no reason.
So I don't know what else to say about it. It's got NVIDIA
GeForce GTX.
Oh, it's written on there. It's like 1050 Ti or something.
It's not written on here, but it is a 4GB VRAM graphics card.
Yeah, it's got VRAM.
Which is alright. 4GB, pretty good.
it's incredible. Like, I saw some really good reviews about it, but they were all 4 out of 5 stars because apparently the screen's not very good.
Yeah.
But the screen's all right. I hadn't had a laptop for like 6-7 years.
Because you'd kill them off.
Well, I used to when I was younger. Because I just used to overheat them all the time. Like, I'd use it on the bed, on the duvet.
All the vents blocked.
I couldn't think of doing that now. Like, what an idiot. But, what was I saying? What was it? Oh, yeah, I hadn't had a laptop for a good few years. But this screen is way better than those screens ever were. Like, the viewing angle on it is brilliant. But that's one of the things I saw people complain about. The viewing angle's not great. Like, what, fucking hell? Are you looking at it from 12-degree angle? Like, what's wrong with it?
It's alright. The only thing that annoys me about the screen is like it's got a really thick border.
The bevel, is huge. Yeah, that's not something we used to nowadays. But
it feels,
I've got 2 more monitors I can plug in.
So. It feels very like old. You know, you've ever had a really old laptop and they've got a little fucking pumice stone in the middle of it. It's like the early trackpad.
Yeah.
And they all had really like thick borders on the screen.
Yeah, when I opened it up, I expected some space age looking laptop. Like, the keyboard is really cool looking and it's comfortable to use. The trackpad is really intuitive and stuff. But just the screen looks like pretty old.
Yeah.
But then that's not enough reason to not get this. Plus, it was under £1,000.
Yeah.
Which is way more than you can ask for.
Yeah, it's not
a laptop like this.
When I say it's the thing that I don't like, it's not like it's fucking it'll just to make it or break it sort of thing. Like, it's not going to stop me from buying one of these just because it's got a huge border.
Yeah. As you remarked earlier, the audio's really good as well.
Yeah, it's got a subwoofer built in and you can feel it.
Yeah.
So yeah, and it's quite loud and the audio's clear and whatnot. So.
When I'm rendering, the fans do turn the juice up a bit, and they're loud. But I'd rather a cool laptop than a quiet one, to be honest.
Yeah.
You can see the vents on the back, the size of my thumb, basically, my full thumb width and length.
Yeah. But no, like if you're rendering your laptop's quiet, you're gonna shit yourself.
Yeah.
Expect it to just explode at any second.
I'm just so amazed that.
Yeah. Another point that kind of worries me a bit.
Got a laptop that
it is
3D.
It is a Dell laptop.
Yeah, it is a Dell laptop.
And in my experience, Dell have always been.
See, the only thing I
rubbish.
Saw people complaining about in regards to this laptop being a Dell laptop was the customer service, and I never got that. Like, it's always something you see like with Windows computers and like certain mobile carriers and stuff. Always saying, "Oh, customer service is shit," and it's like, well. I mean, Google's a thing, you know.
Yeah.
I've never sent something back. I've always figured out how to fix it. Like,
yeah, when people tell me about customer service being shit, I'm like, well, it's all right. I'm a pretty smart guy. I can fix most problems, and if I can't, I'll Google it. Yeah. But on the very slight off chance that I do need to contact someone on the customer support team, then that'll worry me a bit. But it's a very small chance.
I'll usually just email or ideally use live chat, which is a thing in 2018, so you don't really need to ring anyone. Which costs a lot of money.
I've only really messed around with customer service like a handful of times.
Well, I had to contact customer service today.
Oh, yeah. Because today, the day of recording, is
420 and I had to get my weed from my dealer. It's the release of
God of War. Daddy of War, as I called it earlier.
Yeah.
Stealing my joke.
I didn't steal it from you. I stole it from the thousands of people on Reddit who've said it also.
People have been saying my joke on Reddit.
Yeah. Where did they hear it? Nobody in the world is as imaginative as you, Ash.
I'm glad we agree. I better send out a cease and desist order.
Yeah, so earlier in the week, I tried to get it on Amazon. Well, no, for the past 2 weeks, I've been trying to pre-order it on Amazon. And for some reason, it's been unavailable.
I've had it pre-ordered for 2 weeks from Amazon, so I'd say it'd be a week and a half for you.
Yeah. But I said if it doesn't reappear by Wednesday on the week of release, I'll get it somewhere else. So I pre-ordered it with Game, which, first of all, like, I don't trust Game because they always fuck up orders.
Yep.
Self-fulfilling prophecy, of course. But I tried to pre-order it on my phone, and the mobile website is trash. Like, it's unusable. I couldn't complete my order because of it. Yeah. So I had to wait till I was on a computer to do it. So, first point against game. And then it was like, it'll be with you on the day of release, guaranteed. And then day of release comes around, so I'm like, I'll check my order, see if there's any tracking or anything, so I can see if it's going to come to my place of work. And it said unshipped. And I was like, what the fuck, unshipped? It's day of release. So then I open up live chat on the website, and I'm like, I'm laying into this poor guy, like he's just trying to do his job, and I was just angry that I was stupid enough to pre-order from game
again.
Yeah. Just laying into the fact that, like I actually said at one point, I only pre-ordered from you guys because it wasn't on Amazon.
Yeah. Just let him know that they were your second choice.
To be fair, like I was being a bit of a dick, and I didn't expect him to fire back, but he did. He said something to me which pissed me off. He was like, "This game was out of stock until all week until today, so you have been lucky." And I'm like, lucky? I ordered it to work so I could have it today, and if it comes to work and I'm not here tomorrow, I can't get it till Monday. I miss out on a whole opening weekend gaming session of God of War. And I was like, this is...
unexpected in modern times, you said.
This is pretty unacceptable in these modern times. Sort of pretentious bullshit.
My experience with customer service has always been pretty pleasant. Like, I remember contacting customer service for World of Warcraft back in the day.
Yeah.
And they do this really cool thing where they're all in character as an NPC. And so, like, they respond to you and shit like they're an NPC. It was really fun.
Oh, that's cool.
I contacted Guild Wars 2 customer service because I keep forgetting my fucking password, and they're so happy, just like, oh yeah, we'll reset it for you. I'm like, should you be doing that? I'm like, do you want to ask me some more questions? But they did it for me. I got Hitman, and I got the Steelbook edition, the complete edition, and it comes with a code that has all the bonus stuff on it. Yeah. And there was a massive fuck up in the factory where they were printing the codes and all that shit, and a bunch of PC codes made their way into the PlayStation cases. Oh. And so I couldn't redeem it. It was like 5 characters too long or something. And so I got onto them, and like 2 weeks later, they finally fixed it all for me and sent me the new code and whatnot. Oh, that's cool. Which, it was a long time, but like they got it all sorted out.
Well, they're probably, if it happened in a factory, they're probably dealing with a lot of requests like yours. So.
And the most surprising one was my Origin account got hacked.
Yeah, I thought you'd bring this up.
A long time ago, like 2 years ago.
Guys, wasn't it?
Yeah, so when we were playing Battlefield, we used to go on Russian servers all the time because, like, I don't know why. It was just the only ones that were there. Yeah. There was a game mode that we used to play all the time.
I don't know.
Battlefield. But yeah, and obviously Russian servers are the ones that had like all the best settings and stuff. Yeah. And one of those Russian servers, one of the guys hacked my shit. So it was ridiculous because I traced the email back that they were using and stuff, and it was tied to that Russian server. Like it had the Battlefield server name and all that shit in it. But anyway, it got hacked like 2 or 3 years ago, and I just couldn't be bothered with it at all. Like, just like, fuck it, mate. My bank card on there expired before they even hacked it anyway, so there's not like they can get money out or anything, so fuck it. But then, I think it was Mass Effect Andromeda that made me want to get it back.
Yeah, because you wanted to...
Yeah, I don't know, but anyway, I finally just bought, like, bit of the fucking bullet.
I feel like it was SimCity, because you wanted to play SimCity again.
Oh, SimCity. Something like that, anyway. Yeah, I finally just went, fuck it, I'll call them. Well, not call them, I live chatted them. The reason I didn't do it 2 years ago is because you couldn't live chat back then for some fucking reason. I was like, I'm not calling them. And they had such a shitty time as well. It was like, oh, we're our office times are like between 10 a.m. and 12 p.m. Monday to Friday. I'm like, what? How is that acceptable? Everyone's at work at that time. You should be too. Yeah. But yeah, live chat, and they just like asked me a few questions and changed all my shit, and it was good.
That was cool.
I didn't expect that at all. I was really expecting having to fight this guy about it. But yeah, we were fine.
For those worried that I am in fact missing out on a weekend of God of War, I managed to get the guy to cancel the order for me. Yeah, he was like clearly pissed off. Like he said, you should just wait for the estimated delivery time. And I was like, well, I've just checked the stock of the nearest game store and they have some in, so I'm just gonna go and get it from there. So he was like, shall I just cancel the order then? And I was like, yes, please. And then he did, and I went at lunch and got it.
I don't know why he was so pissed off. Like you said, listen, mate, I'm gonna go get it from a game retail store.
Yeah, it's not like...
And it's like, oh, well, we're still getting the money. It's
not like there's anywhere else these days. Like, I used to prioritize Granger Games because they were a really good retailer, but they're...
R.I.P.
Yeah, R.I.P.
I forgot the name of the guy who opened it, but it started off as a stall, didn't it?
Yeah, in Norwich or Nottingham, something like that.
I thought like Stoke-upon-Trent or something stupid like that. But yeah, it started out as a little stall in a market, and he was just buying used games and selling them on.
Yeah.
Which is good. It's
it's
really upsetting that part of our gaming culture is slowly dying off.
But also, I'm kind of sick of swapping discs out now. Like, I was sick of it at PS3 era, now it's just a bit too late.
Yeah, but I mean, it's always great when there's a game you want to buy, but you're not too sure about it. And so you hold off for months and months, and you go pick up like a second-hand copy.
Yeah.
And it either turns out to be a really great game, and then so when the next installment comes out, you pre-order it on the dot.
Yeah.
Like,
or it doesn't matter because
it's a shit. You said it was cheap enough, and it ended up being a shit game. Like we used to do it a lot trading games because obviously we were school kids and we didn't have money. And we got one game. I forgot what it was called, but it was the whole mechanic was you could raise and lower ground.
What was it called? I know what you mean, but yeah, we like traded in some games to get it, and it was shit.
It was the fucking most unpolished third-person shooter I ever played on the Xbox 360.
Yeah.
And I fucking hated it, and I'm glad that we traded a bunch of games in to get it, because if we'd bought it brand new, I'd been so fucking angry.
Yeah.
There was also that RPG that you bought, you traded to get, and it was Norse mythology, but it was set. It was like
that's not a good
sci-fi.
example because I loved that game. I've put so many hours into it.
I hated it. It was clunky and awful. It was unpolished.
It was like Baldur's Gate, but in the future. So it was like sci-fi, but with Viking gods.
Yeah. It's like a typical Marvel movie these days, isn't it?
Yeah. Speaking of, I'm seeing Infinity War opening weekend.
Yeah.
For the first time in forever.
I was going to go see it. I was going to ask around if anyone wanted to have me tag along and go see it and stuff, or if I'd just get my parents to come along with me or something.
Yeah.
But then I was like, I really sat down and thought about it, and I was like, I just don't give a shit. I'm sick of superheroes.
The only thing I'm really excited about is seeing Guardians of the Galaxy on screen again. I'm
just
a big fan of Guardians of the Galaxy.
Like, I'm going to watch it. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah,
I'll watch the shit out of it.
Probably not for
I'm not
extortionate prices at a cinema.
I'm not going to go pay to watch it in a cinema, and I'm just not excited about superheroes anymore. It's been like, been like 10 years, and we've had like 2 or 3 superhero movies every year.
I feel like they're making a resurgence because they're getting better. Like, Thor Ragnarok was so good. And I haven't seen Black Panther yet, but it has really, really good reviews.
Yeah, the thing is, I can't trust reviews on superhero movies. Everyone will be like, oh, this movie's really good, go watch it. And then I'm like, fucking, I sit down and watch it, I'm like, this is the worst Wonder Woman movie I've ever seen in my life.
But, like, I've heard that it's a good film from people who share the same, like, opinions as well.
Fair enough, yeah.
Speaking of films...
Yes?
Did you say you've seen Jumanji, the new one?
I have seen possibly 30 minutes of it.
Right.
And I was like, fuck this. I'm out.
So I watched it last weekend with my mum, my stepdad, and my girlfriend. And you probably should have kept watching it, I feel. Like, the first 30 minutes was really cringy. There was these, like, kids, and, like, the fucking game board turned into a SNES cartridge and all this shit.
Yeah.
And they had these, like, really... dated stereotypes about gamers and stuff, but like when it finally got into it and you had like the real cast, not these teenagers like Dwayne Johnson and Jack Black, etc., it started to get better and better. And like I've never liked Jack Black as an actor. Maybe in Tenacious D when I was a lot younger, but Jack Black playing a guy with a girl inside his body was like really funny.
I did not like it at all, mate. Oh. I don't understand. Like, it's not even the fact that I'm just comparing it to the original.
Well, I wasn't a fan of the original. I only saw it recently with you and Candice. So.
No way, the original's baller, mate.
And when I watched it with you and Candice, it's probably been too long for me to enjoy it as a new entity.
I used to watch it a lot when I was a kid, and it's like hands down one of my favourite Robin Williams movies ever. Because like it's like semi-serious, semi-comedy.
Yeah.
And I think that's when Robin Williams was like at his best. I didn't like his pure comedy shit.
Mm-hmm.
You know? But yeah, I wasn't even comparing it to the original Jumanji. I was just watching it like it was its own separate thing, and I was like, this is fucking piss, mate. It's awful. Do you know the bit that stopped me from watching it, where I finally was like, fuck this, I'm out?
Yeah.
It was when Jack Black had to go take a piss.
You didn't find that funny in the slightest?
Not at all. I was like, it's been 5 minutes, we get it. You've never ever seen a penis before. Just move on. And it was like, oh, another 5 minutes of joking about the penis. I was like, oh, I just turned it off. I was like, fuck this, mate. I
can't lie, I found that a bit funny.
Oh, I hated it, man. It's just... It's
really
quite literally low-hanging fruit.
I really like Dwayne Johnson as a person.
Yeah.
And Dwayne Johnson in real life is... him. He's a lot like the character he played in this Jumanji film. Like, he knows he's a really attractive man, but he's funny about it. And like, there was loads of jokes about him like smouldering and stuff like that, and like Jack Black having to like swoon over him smouldering because he's a girl inside a man's body. I just found the whole premise funny. The one thing that I really didn't like, and it was just boring because I've seen it a million times, is what's his face? I can't remember his name now.
Kevin Hart.
Kevin Hart. Once again, it was just loads of jokes about how he's small.
Yeah,
That's all he ever does.
No, yeah.
I watched a stand-up with you and it was actually quite good. But then whenever they put him in a film, all they want him to do is talk about how he's short.
Yeah. I will give you that. Dwayne Johnson was he was pretty good in this movie. Like him being a little small weedy kid. You know, back in the real world, playing this big fucking 6'4",
like looking at his
guy.
own body and like saying, whoa.
And like he's supposed to be like this super strong, fearless motherfucker, but then some approaches he just cowers.
Mm-hmm.
Like that was pretty good. It was clever because like you know it sets up the expectation and it just you know smashes it. But then Kevin Hart it was all like, oh look how really small I am, look how I'm not.
Really dry.
Yeah, and I was just like, mate, I'm not into that. I'm bored of that. The other two characters, Jack Black, it just pissed me off how that there was a whole 10-minute gag about a penis. I hate penis gags in comedy movies. I hate fart gags. It's like low-hanging fruit.
Yeah.
I was watching Baywatch. You're right. Have you seen Baywatch, the new one?
No.
There's
I want to watch it purely because Dwayne Johnson's in it, so I think it's really cool.
There's a 10-minute gag in that where this guy gets his penis stuck in a beach chair. And I'm just sat there with my parents fucking laughing their heads off me, losing their shit. And I'm just sat there like, it's been literally 10 minutes and this is still going on.
The best penis joke in a film is 21 Jump Street when he gets his dick shot off at the end.
Yeah. Yeah. But I don't know, it's just...
That went on for a while as well. Not to contradict you too much.
Well, no, because like he got his penis shot off.
Yeah.
That shit's funny. Getting your penis stuck in things, that's been like... We've seen that in so many movies before. Never ever have I seen a guy have his penis shot off and then pick it up with his teeth.
Yeah.
With the fucking idea of reattaching it. It's like, mate, it's been shot off, it's gone. You'd lost it. Don't even try.
It's just the fact that he saw it on the ground and just screamed.
Ah! And he's like, is that my dick?
He's like trying to tell him to pick it up and he's like, no, man, I'm not touching your dick.
Yeah. But no, like, I didn't like that 10-minute gag, mate. It was like, it just ruined it.
I tell you what.
More.
Dwayne Johnson film I really want to see. Mm-hmm. Is it called Rampage?
Yes, it is.
It's got good reviews. Yeah. Which, fair enough, but I actually want to see it because I was a fan of the game.
So was I.
And like,
it's got play it when I was a kid.
Lizzie in it and whatever the wolf was called.
Yeah.
I'm pretty excited about that. I think it's already out, but it's not one I'd pay. There's not many films that I'll pay for the cinema for. So.
I was like kind of excited for it, but then I was like, hey, it's based off of a game. It's gonna be shit. It's just gonna be like a CGI fuckfest.
Yeah.
And then another thing that pissed me off was it's got Jeffrey Dean Morgan in it, the guy who plays Negan in The Walking Dead, and the character who's playing in it was just a suited up Negan. And I was like,
I didn't know that.
Like, I don't think he's the same sort of like dictator knobhead. Obviously, I've not watched the movie.
Yeah.
But like the way he was standing to his speech and all that, it was very Negan-y. And I'm so over Negan in The Walking Dead. He's such a one-dimensional character, but everyone loves him.
I don't like when that happens to actors, where they'll play a character.
They get typecasted.
Yeah, exactly. That's exactly
Yeah. I don't like it as well. It's just
I can't think of any decent examples, but
what's
Zac Efron, actually, that's a decent example.
I don't think he's been typecasted. I mean,
he originally he was like this heartthrob character.
He was in like teenage comedies.
Like somebody just let him out, let him be the actor he wanted to be. And he's actually a great actor, and who knew?
He's got some pretty decent comedic timing in that.
Yeah.
Channing Tatum, I never used to like him, but since he started doing comedy and that, he's like
instead of just taking his top off and everything.
Yeah. Well, he still does that in that fucking that sexist movie. What's it called? Magic Mike.
Yeah.
Imagine if that was called like Magic Melissa or something, mate. And it was all female strippers. You're
and she shoots golf balls at people.
Yeah, the fucking outrage, mate.
Yeah.
But it's these guys, it's fine.
No, I don't know.
Where's this male equality?
It's not an argument I want to get into.
No. What's his name? Matthew Perry, is it? Janan LeBon? Like, I think he got typecasted. He won. You know, fucking Michael Cera.
I recently found out that they make like I think $1 million a year from Friends reruns. They do not need to work ever again.
Yeah,
but they're like, credit to them, like they keep going.
I want that Friends reunion, man.
Passionate.
I want it so bad. I love Friends.
Shame you don't have any. Got you.
All right. Back into the cupboard you go.
Yeah,
you've lost your yard time.
Yeah, that's my standing up to you for the day. That's done.
It was pretty weak.
Very,
very mild.
I'm like working my way up the ladder. Eventually,
it's a fucking tall ladder.
You'll have to push me off it.
You're on like the second rung. No one's footing it either, mate. The taller you're gonna get over there, you're fucked.
So I've got a few more things to talk about.
Go for it.
A couple of them have links, so like articles sort of thing.
Okay.
The first one I thought would be really interesting to talk about on the podcast, and credit to my friend Joseph from work because he found this one. So it's an article about how... Oh no. About how I can't access the article anymore. But I don't need to read the article. Basically, Goldman Sachs, investor company, posed the question, is curing patients a sustainable business model?
No.
No?
Not at all.
But
don't get me started on Big Pharma, fam.
So basically what they're saying is, if you cure, if an investor company like Goldman Sachs was to invest in a company that was developing a cure for cancer,
like Pfizer.
What?
Pfizer, one of the biggest pharmaceutical companies in the world.
If they were to do that, and they came up with a cure for cancer, there would be no return on that investment.
Nope.
Because everybody with cancer would be cured.
Well, then everyone else, like, if you got rid of cancer full stop and it never infected a human ever again, then fair enough. But
is it not still worth investing in that? If you, like, maybe not if you're an investor company and that is your business, but if you're a company that's looking to invest in other stuff, but you've already got a good business, you know you can sustain yourself, but you want to help the world, then surely it's still a good thing to invest in, the like curing.
No, because
diseases.
Like you could say, like with HIV, right? You could cure it today, like and then within the year, everyone in the world that's got HIV, it's just gone, and no one else will ever get it ever again. It's died out. Strain's completely fucked and gone.
Yeah.
No one's ever gonna have to buy those $100 fucking per pill, things ever again.
The things they said in the article, that if you were to cure everybody, like if you were to cure everybody of an STD, there'd be nobody left to spread that STD, and therefore there'd be no need for your...
Like, what's the cure for, like, everything that could ever possibly be called? Like panacea or panacea or something like that?
Is that not a Italian dish?
Yeah, do you want me to Google it?
You are sat at a laptop.
I am.
So what was I going to say? But I feel like it would be worth investing in a company that make cures for all diseases, like, so that you could still earn money from like medicine for the common cold. and stuff like that,
Yeah.
while they work on curing more deadly infections and stuff. So once they're out of the way, you can still get a return on your investment from the other projects that they're working on.
Humanity has a history of not being able to look so far ahead. We're all about instant gratification.
Yeah.
So if you were to cure every possible disease and ailment that could ever infect a human ever, it would free us up so we can do everything else, like focus on space travel or anything like that. But no one thinks that far ahead. They're all just focusing on getting that fucking what's the pharmaceutical fucking investment thingy return every year, like billions of dollars.
Yeah.
They just focus on getting that massive paycheck end of the year every year. And it is panacea. It's a solution or remedy for all difficulties or diseases. That's what I was talking about. If you made that,
what's the dish I was thinking of? Pancetta?
Something?
Pancetta?
I don't know.
Anyway.
Maybe you're just racist.
Maybe.
Oh.
Pancetta.
We've exposed it. I might just get rid of you and make like a YouTube drama, fucking channel.
Okay.
And just expose people for being racists. And you're my first one.
Well,
but no, yeah,
you should probably aim higher.
We've got to start somewhere, man. I'm on that first rung. Call back. No, yeah, I've always thought like that Big Pharma was corrupt and. Well, not corrupt, but they're more focused on earning money rather than helping people.
Yeah.
And no one ever believed me when I was a kid and I was saying shit like that. My parents are like, shouldn't it be outside playing? I'm like, nah, Big Pharma's out there. I'm not going out
there. So, moving on.
Let's cure that topic.
There's another great article. Okay. This one is just comedy gold, mate.
All right.
So all the comments on this article are, why is this news? Why is this in the news? And I
feel like
those guys, because I am very happy that this is in the news. This is entertainment.
I feel like I say that a lot about a lot of things. I'm sure I've said it to you numerous times.
Yeah. So this is the title of the article.
Okay.
A pair, in capitals, of Morrisons customers were left furious after they were told they could not be sold a meat pie until 9 a.m.
I saw this article.
You've seen it?
I've not read it. I saw it. I was scrolling past it and I was like, why is this news? I just carried on scrolling.
It's just funny, okay?
Go on.
So at 8:45 a.m, Linda approached the oven fresh counter in the shop, but was told she could not be sold them for another 15 minutes.
What?
She told Gazette Live, if they hadn't been cooked, that would make sense. But the fact that they were baked, well, it's ridiculous. I wasn't complaining about 20 minutes. I wasn't waiting. I don't know where I read that. I wasn't waiting 20 minutes, so I went to Coupland's. I was disappointed, to say the least.
With the thing at Coupland's, or just disappointed in general?
This is the best bit.
All right.
They are dictating to me when I can buy pies and when I can shop. The couple claim that several other customers also kicked up a fuss.
Okay.
And Tony, 76, claims there is more to this.
What?
Hinting that Morrisons have got their own agenda. He added, they don't want people to know about it. They have given too many ridiculous stories about why. They contradicted themselves over and over. I don't know what it is, but... A Morrison spokesman said that meat pies are simply baked for 9 a.m. to meet customer demand. Sorry. They later added, it appears that in this case we should have sold the customer the pies. We apologise for any inconvenience it may have caused. And they're also going to start selling them in this store at 8:30 instead of 9. So people can get their meat pies.
Fuck.
And I know this is horrible etiquette and I shouldn't do this, but I feel like the speaker on my phone is good enough and our mic quality is good enough that it will be tolerable to hear what this guy has to say in the video.
All right.
So they interviewed her partner, Tony, her husband, Tony, who is 76.
The thumbnail for the article, isn't she just like holding a pie in her hands and she looks severely disappointed?
Yeah, that's it there.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you need to hear what this guy has to say. It's so funny. Okay, so just turn the sound up. There's an advert for Amazon Alexa, which I just clicked on by accident.
Not a sponsor.
It will go away. We did an episode on the well, not a full episode, but I'm gonna have to refresh the article because that Alexa advert will not close.
What a glorious start to this article.
Do you know what doesn't help with my frustration? It's so warm in here. There's the Alexa advert again. Hold on, guys. It's true professionalism on this podcast. I'm only trying to play from my phone.
Have you seen that communist Alexa video?
Yeah.
It's hilarious.
That's really funny. All right, okay, we've got him.
So you could see the meat pies behind the counter. They were in bags. They were on the trays, ready to be rolled out. It was about 8:45. When she asked for a bag of pies, she was told, "We can't sell them till after 9 o'clock."
He's so angry.
Now, if I'd been stood beside her,
His face is like,
I'd have been
can't believe
looking
this is
out for the
happening.
camera, because they were selling fruit pies, they were selling everything else on the counter, but you just couldn't buy the meat pies. Is this an April Fool's joke with Morrisons? Afraid not. It's the policy of this store. So now, if you go into Morrisons before 9 o'clock, you won't get fresh meat pies. You'll get yesterday's pies that have been chilled and they're then put on the counter waiting for you. Pity your lunch, mister.
I pity your lunch. I think he said.
That's not even lunchtime, mate.
I know.
I'm sorry, but if you're having a meat pie for breakfast, you've got some issues. Personally,
right? It's 15 minutes. It's 15
I'd be
minutes.
like, they're like, can I have a meat pie for breakfast because I'm a low life? And they'd be all like, sorry, we don't sell them until 9 a.m. I'd be like, no worries, I'm going to go shopping.
Somebody in the comments made a really good point, though, that they are over 70 and probably don't have that 15 minutes to spare for much longer. The comments are quite funny. You should look for the article yourself. It's on The Sun. Just search funny couple pie story.
Yeah.
Well, maybe not that, but you heard the article, you know what to look for.
That little speech he did was he wrote that up in like middle of the night. He was scripting that, man. He was just.
Oh, we're gonna get interviewed tomorrow.
And then he stood in front of the mirror practicing it. I pity your lunch. That's a good closer, right?
Oh man.
Of course, the Northern as well.
Get
mate.
angry about. Yeah, obviously.
If it's down London, they'd be all like, "Yeah, we wait 15 minutes for pies all the time."
So when you were a young child, a young boy,
I don't know. It's a long time ago, mate.
you probably went out and played in the sun like most young boys. But
Kid, have you seen how pale I am?
Anyway, did you ever play Neopets as a kid?
Yeah.
You did?
Yeah.
Yeah, me too. So it's recently come out that the creator of Neopets, or the person who was in charge of the company, adopted a business model called... fuck! Oh, I forgot what it was called. It's something... org board.
Right.
Org board. So this is a structure for your company where you have 7 different sectors in the company and they all manage different parts of the company. And that's about as much information as you can find out about it online, is that there's this structure.
Right.
The structure was designed by a Scientologist.
Oh, okay.
And to adopt this structure, you must go to a Scientology church,
right,
and sit through various inductions into the business model, and presumably also Scientology. And it's speculated that employees of the guy that ran Neopets were also indoctrinated into Scientology and, you know, sort of given a shove in the direction of,
yeah,
you know, support Scientology. And I thought that was quite interesting. I heard that today.
Scientology is like poison for the mind, mate.
I don't know that much about it, and I don't want to make wild claims about Scientology and like put my opinion out there when it's false.
It's ridiculous. That's like all you really need to know is like it's one of the most dumbest religions out there.
I
Dumber than everyone on Facebook putting their religion as Jedi. Dumber than that, mate.
So much that it's accepted as a religion.
You should watch a few documentaries on it, mate. It's just fucking bizarre. There's a compound, right? It's like the main compound where like all the big fucking leaders of the place live.
Yep.
And it is legit one of the most fortified places on the planet. It's got like razor wire. It's got fucking automated turrets on the fucking walls and all sorts, mate. It's ridiculous. And like, if you do things like everyday things are just considered like, you know, sins in Scientology.
Pardon me?
So if you eat like, I don't know what obviously I'm not in there, but I don't know what's considered as like bad behaviour. Yeah. But it could be something really just absolutely 100% normal, but they'd be like, that you can't do that. So you get sent to a re-education camp.
What?
Right. There was this woman, she was, I think she was like a celebrity, and she was in the Scientology community, and they were running her fame and all that shit. And when she was younger, she did something that was considered, you know, non-Scientologist. So she got sent to a re-education camp, and...
Apologies for the sirens.
And what they did is they made her and a bunch of other young teenagers crawl around on bare hands and feet, knees even, on this like industrial grade carpet. It was ridiculous. They'd do it over and over again until the knees and hands bled.
Why?
And shit like that. Because Scientology is fucking whack, mate. I'm telling you.
That's mental.
The L. Ron Hubbard is the guy who invented it.
Mm-hmm.
Apparently, he spent a few weeks aboard his own personal ship. With a few other people, jazz musicians, I think they were, and they were just writing albums. But every time someone played the instrument wrong or the wrong note or something like that, they got punished for it. And it's like, that's the whole point of jazz. Just play anything, mate. If the note doesn't fit in that scale and it sounds good, run with it, mate.
Yeah.
But every time they played a wrong note, they just got punished. It's crazy. You should really need to read up on it, man.
I wonder what it was like working at Neopets.
There's also the simple fact that you have to go to these seminars, pay a shit ton of money to get in them, so you can learn more about the religion. And the more you learn, the higher up the ranks you go. Yeah. But the thing is, every few years they find more like new information that changes everything. So all down the fucking ranks, everyone goes. It's like snakes and ladders.
Jesus.
We're just more snakes than there is ladders.
The Scientological equivalent of Jesus.
I think it's all about like we all descended from aliens or something like that.
Yeah, I'd heard there was some alien craziness in there.
Like I ain't read up too much about it. Like there's probably people who know more than me. But,
but they paid to find out.
Yeah. But like apparently I think the theory is when we die we get reawakened on the mothership or something like that. Fuck knows. But awful religion, and that's saying something, mate.
Well, I've had 2 run-ins with religion in my life. We live in the UK, as I'm sure you can tell by our accents, and
no, really,
we don't get much of them religious folk around here.
No, see, the thing is, right, in America, everyone is super vocal about their political views and their religious views. Yeah. Over here, it's like, no one tells you straight, like from the start, I'm Christian, I'm Seventh-day Adventist, or anything like that.
Nobody drives around with those little fish on the back of the car.
Yeah, no one's like, I'm super fucking into the Tories or anything like that. It's just like, if you're in conversation, like, so you're religious? They'd be all like, yeah, I am. And then you'd be like, Christianity? They'd be like, yeah. Whereas,
good guess.
In America, it's like, hi, my name's Jeff. I'm religious as fuck. I like God, and God likes me.
I also like guns and
There's
big
also
old trucks.
In England, it's very common to talk to someone who's like right down the middle. Like they like things from like the fucking
they like different ideologies.
Yeah, they like some stuff from the Liberals. They like stuff from
militant about anything.
Democrats and the Tories and shit like that. But in America, it's like I'm extreme far left or I'm extreme far right, and it's like, wow, why paint yourself in a corner, mate? I don't know. But this podcast isn't about religion or political views, so let's move on.
Well, no,
I'll tell you a story, then we'll move on.
All right, okay.
I'll allow it.
I've had 2 run-ins with religion. One was a few years ago, where some Jehovah's Witness appeared at the door.
Yeah.
I can't, like, my memory is really bad. I can't remember the specifics of it, and I wasn't prepared because I didn't expect to talk about this. So maybe next time, if I can dig it up, because it was a pretty funny encounter. I stayed there for like 20 minutes and entertained them, but they were very stubborn. They were insistent that I hear what they had to say, but had no interest in hearing what.
Yeah, well, they
I
didn't
had
give a
to say.
shit what you had to say.
Yeah,
It's
like
typical
their assumption upon me opening the door and saying I wasn't religious was that I was wrong about everything. I didn't know anything,
Yeah.
and I was just an idiot.
And you were just looking for a chance to be religious.
Yeah, exactly.
Were the old people? Because I've noticed that the
Yeah.
old ones are always the meanest and fucking most annoying ones. The young lads and ladies that do it, they're all right. They're right. You can fucking, like a few weeks ago, some two lads, one was from Canada, came over here to be a religious dude who knocks on people's doors and tries to convert them. And he asked me if I'm religious and stuff like that. And I was like, nah, mate. You know, I believe in figuring shit out for yourself and whatnot. And we had like a good half an hour conversation about stuff. We talked about movies and stuff like that. He never once said, yes, so you're going to believe in God now. And I never once said, yes, so you're not going to believe in God now.
Yeah.
Which is a nice conversation. And he was like, well, you know, I'm glad that you're doing all right and whatnot, and God bless you and shit. And he walked off, and I was like, yeah, I'm not saying God bless you, but I hope you have a nice day. It was fine. Like we did all right. But then you get the old ones.
Yeah,
And they ask you, like, are you religious? No, I'm an atheist. They're all like, how are you happy? I'm like, fuck you.
What's your moral compass?
Yeah, it's like, well, I'm not happy now.
My other, I wrote all that down so I could tell Ash about it when it happened. But that was a few years ago. So if I can find those notes, I might tell you about it because it was interesting. But my other run-in with religion, I had a friend when I was younger called Christopher, and he was a really cool guy. Like we said in England, you don't really go around telling people that you're religious.
Yeah.
So I just like hung around with him and stuff, and I went to his house one day to play some go-kart game. I think it was Crash Team Racing.
Right.
And it was like, I don't know, it was Lego Racing.
Okay.
But it was like kicking my ass at it because I'd never played it before. I'd never played a PS1 before either because I had a Nintendo 64. And I was like, oh my God. And not knowing they were religious, obviously. And his mum, like, nearly broke the door off the hinges opening the door, and she was like, you will not take the Lord's name in vain in my house. Get out. And I was like, what is happening? Like, I didn't even know what that meant. I was so young. And I was
you
like,
just look at her and go, Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
Sorry about that big engine in the background.
Yeah,
there.
there's nothing we can do. Like, it's just where I live. So.
Well, we can, but it all requires money and obviously making this into a giant fucking incubator.
Yeah, there's not too much we can do with the walls either because it's a rented apartment.
Yeah, we can.
There are solutions that when I'm in a better position to fund them, I will. But for now, just, I don't know. Pretend it's ambience.
Anyway, when I was a kid, I had a friend in primary school, and he was a cool dude. Got on really well, but he like one day began to be like indoctrinated into Christianity, and he carried around this children's Bible everywhere he went in his backpack and stuff like that. Yeah. And I had already decided back then, I must have been like 6-7 years old, I already decided I was atheist, that I didn't believe in a God or anything. Yeah. And he just turned into a really weird dude. Like, he didn't want to participate in any of the, you know, our games we were playing on the playground and stuff like that. And every time someone did something that could be considered as mean outside our friend group, he just went fully, like, holier than thou on everyone and shit. And I was like, fuck off, man.
Weird.
I just never.
It changes people.
I'd never seen. I was like 7, so I'd never seen anyone do a full 180 in their personality before, and it just. I was like, wow.
Somebody put the fear of God into that boy.
Yeah. I used to tease him about it, like, yo, just pin him down to the floor and just repeat over and over again. God ain't real, mate. God ain't real. What are you crying for? God ain't real. He's not gonna help you. God ain't real. I was an asshole as a kid.
Speaking of kids.
Okay.
I took my girlfriend shopping the other day.
Yeah.
We went into like Primark or something. We went into a few shops and I started to notice a trend in like kids' clothing. Obviously, gaming is a big part of culture nowadays, and like obviously kids are going to get into gaming when they're younger. Yeah. And so, obviously, fashion designers, air quotes, would try and design clothes based around gaming for kids. But these items of clothing always had like sprite art, Space Invaders, that sort of thing, and it's like, kids, what? Like when I see that, I'm like, oh, nostalgia, or you know, retro gaming sort of thing. But a kid is not going to draw that connection. It's never seen Space Invaders before.
It's like fucking what's the movie that kids enjoy? It's like selling Frozen on VHS.
Yeah.
Fucking, I don't know, mate.
It's bizarre.
I don't like
It's because
kids' fashion.
there's just old people making their clothes, really. And that's what they think of when they think of
maybe.
it.
Yeah, there's a bit of a
'Cause
disconnect.
They haven't kept up with
Clearly.
like the...
But like, I don't like kids' fashion these days. It's very sketchy. There's clothes I would not put on a child.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
I'm like, that shows too much skin, mate.
Well, like we said at the beginning, we're having a heat wave at the moment.
Yeah.
And the city we live in has this big fountain. And when it's warm, my word, do the families love to congregate around this fountain and let their children splash around in this filthy fucking water that hobos piss in at night.
Yeah.
And I just wish they had more clothes on. It's absolutely disgusting.
I don't know what you mean, mate. I was doing a course a few years ago before I got a job at Victoria Hall.
Yeah.
And it was slap bang in the middle of summer, and we had a massive heat wave. And so when we had a half-hour lunch break, we went out and got some Greggs and other stuff like that, and then we went and sat down in Centenary Square, and there must have been like 300 people there, mate, and they were all in the fucking fountain thing.
Wasn't that with James?
Yeah.
Yeah, you bumped into James. We talked about James before on the podcast. Strange guy.
Less said about him, the better.
Yeah. So I've run out of things to talk about. I know you've got a quiz.
Yes, well, we are coming up on 51 minutes, so we can do that quiz if you want, and then call it quits.
Yeah. Do you want to do a trophy recap?
Yeah, we can do.
It won't be a long one. I think I've only got one since last time.
Same. Nothing exciting.
I'll just double check. Oh, I'm already on PSN profiles.
I'm not.
Keep talking so people don't get bored. Blah blah blah.
Yeah, that works.
So yeah, the one game that I got a platinum for, I got recently. It's my 24th. I wanted it to be my 25th, but I couldn't bring myself to finish the Guardians of the Galaxy Telltale game. It's just a bit boring. But I posted it on Twitter, the screenshot that it saves when you get a platinum, and it was Final Fantasy 15. I finally got the platinum on that. How do you see how long it took you? Is it just on your profile?
Yeah, underneath the game where...
Oh, yeah. Okay, platinum in 9 months and 3 weeks.
Wow. So my only update, I believe in the last update I'd platted Gravity Rush for Vita, and since then all I've done is platted Nier Automata.
Yeah.
Which took me 3 months and 2 weeks. It wasn't a particularly hard plat, but there was this very awful grindy phase.
Yeah.
To upgrade your pods, because you get a trophy for upgrading all 3 pods to the max level.
Pardon me.
You had to have ridiculously rare items, simple gadgets, elaborate gadgets, and complex gadgets.
Okay.
But they got a really small drop rate.
Elaborate and complex, not the same thing.
No, it's different. But yeah, you needed a few of each. And the only way you could get it was I had to load up the game, run right into the building, run up the stairs, turn left. I had a skill on as well that auto-collected items. And so I'd wait for it to pop on the right. If it said anything that wasn't a simple gadget, elaborate gadget, or complex gadget, I'd just press start, load the save up again, do the run. If it was the simple gadget, I'd run back to where I could save, reload, do it again. I did that for like 3 hours until I had enough materials.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
That sounds horrible.
And then I had to upgrade all the swords as well, all the weapons.
Jesus.
Which took a bit of a grinding phase. It wasn't as bad as that grind. And once I got those trophies out of the way, all I had to do was go through the game again and get all the possible endings, which is an ending for every letter of the alphabet.
Oh, yeah, I've heard about that.
But yeah, I really like the game anyway, so... And, oh my god, there's probably spoilers for people, but the game's been out for a while now. So I was going to go for it. There's unless you don't want me to talk about it, because I know you haven't finished the game.
I don't mind.
So the way the game works is you go through you play through as 2B, and then you get ending A. You play through as 9S, you get ending B. After you finish 9S's playthrough, which is the exact same as 2B, just from 9S's point of view.
Yeah.
The second half of the story starts playing out.
Yeah.
And so like all the androids get hacked and stuff like that, and it like destroys them. And then 2B gets infected after after the bunker got like destroyed and all the other androids are dead, and it's just like basically 2B and 9S, and you've got to run across the city whilst all your systems are shutting down. Eventually, you can't even attack anyone anymore. You can't run and stuff like that because it just says could not operate, like execute command or something like that.
Right.
And then you run across the bridge and you're like, right, this is it. She's either someone's gonna save her at the last second. 9S is gonna show up. He's gonna hack her and get rid of the virus like he did before. But that don't happen. She runs into A2 and time for her has run out, and she asks A2 to kill her. And so A2 does do that, kills her and stuff, just in time for 9S to show up and 9S to see the act. And so 9S obviously it's A2. Then the story plays out. You every now and then you'll switch between 9S to A2, and you just basically there's these towers you got to go to and get keys from them, and so just get into like this big main tower. And once you get there, you have like you can choose between playing as A2 fighting against 9S and kill 9S, or you can be 9S and kill A2 and whatnot.
Right.
And so I chose A2 at first, and then when you kill that, you get ending C, I think, or something like that. And then I went back and played through, but killed A2 as 9S. You get ending D. Jeez. And when the credits start rolling, the pods will ask you, like they'll start talking about like all the androids are dead. Let's delete the data for the project, because I think Yaha, which is like the name of the android agency thing, is like a whole project. And so as they start attempting to delete the data, one pod's like, I don't think we should do this. We can reinstate all the data. We can basically rebuild 2B, 9S, and A2 with all the memories that have been backed up, so they can carry on and find new meaning in life and whatnot. And then if you choose to do this, you've got to go through this. The credits come down, and all the title credits are like, it's like a bullet hell thing. So they shoot off little bullets. And you've got to destroy the credits, right? And it gets so fucking tough. If you die a few times, it'll be like, do you want help? And I was like, no, I don't. Fuck off. So anyway, right, I got like 90% through the fucking credits doing this bullet hell thing. And then right at the end, it got so chaotic, mate. You just couldn't move because the whole screen was filled up with these bullets. And then it was like, do you want help again? I was like, all right, fine.
Yeah.
And then basically everyone, you get help from other users basically, right? And so like, your little cursor thing that you're using, a few more of those show up, and like they'll create a protective barrier around yours, and that's just constantly circling around your little cursor guy in the middle. And when you fire, all the other pods fire as well. And if one gets hit, another one flies in. So all these users are basically helping you out. They're not doing it real time.
Yeah, yeah.
And then once you've done all that, it asks you if you want to help someone else in the future, right? But if you do that, it'll delete your save file.
What?
And I was like, I hadn't applied it then, so I was like, no. But now I've applied it and I've 100%ed it and stuff like that. I think I might go back and say yeah, just because there's something very, I don't know, the whole game's about like everything dies and stuff like that, everything's got to have an end. And I just think it's very like kind of beautiful that you'd
poetic
very poetic to
you're
sacrifice.
Not gonna play it again.
Yeah,
you've applied it, but your character will go on and help.
Yeah, exactly. So I think it's just very poetic to just say yes and have your save file deleted.
Yeah, that's cool.
But yeah, I really enjoyed that game and I enjoyed playing it.
The Final Fantasy 15 plot was I'd done most of the difficult stuff. There was one dungeon which it took me about 4 hours, I think. Where there was no enemies in it. It was just a jumping puzzle, and it was really cool. Like, it was cool that it was in there, but my god, was it hard! Like, so difficult. But because all that like difficult stuff was done, all I had to do was get a few of the weapons I didn't have.
Yeah.
There was one dungeon that took something like 2 hours while Candice was making sushi, and
oh yeah, I remember that.
It was unreal how ridiculous it was. But yeah, I did the 80 side quests, and I actually did closer to 90 because there's a glitch with it where some quests don't register.
Right.
But
what's the best trophy from that, if you remember?
The best one?
The one that you got and you was like, oh, that's cool.
I don't know. Nothing's like stuck with me. So
right.
The platinum.
The one that stuck with me that I found hilarious to get was in Nier Automata, you had to, it said discover 2B secret or something like that. And in order to get it, you had to pan the camera down so you looked under a skirt and you could see a bum, and after a few seconds she'd know what you were doing and swat the camera away all angry and stuff like that.
That was like the first trophy I got
and you had to,
when I loaded the game up, because you told me about it.
Yeah, and you had to do it 10 times to get the trophy, and I thought it was really good. What are you planning next?
So I'm working on 3. I'm still working on Dragon's Crown. It's so hard. Every bus ride in the past 2 weeks, which is there and back, I've tried fighting the ancient dragon, and I've figured out that it's easier solo because the NPC are useless, and it actually scales in difficulty.
Okay.
If you've got people with you. So I've been trying to do it solo. I keep getting so close, but towards the end of his life, he spawns these skeletons, and they have so much health, and it's impossible to like avoid his attacks, counter his attacks, like counter his magic and stuff, while these skeletons are attacking you that you do next to no damage to.
What class are you playing as?
Amazon.
Right. Do you have a high level fighter that you could do it with? Because I think fighters are genuinely
they are the
tankiest and stuff, and they can take a punishment.
I've got this thing that creates clones of me. It's called War Paint, and that triples my damage output. I've also been using Strong Draft.
Yeah.
Which makes me stronger as well. So I do quite a lot of damage. I just can't do it enough.
Right.
And other than that, I need to get to level 99 and also finish that infinite dungeon thing.
Yeah.
It's got like 9 floors. I found out I don't have to do the quests to get the artwork, because you can just skip them and it'll give you the artwork anyway. So I might just do that once I've beat the ancient dragon and stuff. I was working on Uncharted-4.
Uh-huh.
I was making some good progress on that. I've done like half of the levels. I got all the cairns in Madagascar. But then I realised I still didn't have the trophy for having a certain percentage of, like, over 70% accuracy.
Yeah.
Which baffles me, because when I went through on the hardest difficulty, I put all the cheats on. So, like, I had auto lock on and infinite ammo and stuff.
That's not even a cheat, that's just a handicap setting, isn't it?
But I still didn't get over 70 shot accuracy, so I'm gonna have to go through the game again.
Use single shot weapons.
No, yeah, I was only using that hand cannon. I can't remember what it was called.
It's like a big fucking
like Barrett or something.
357 Magnum or something.
Yeah.
Oh no, the Barrett. It's like a Desert Eagle thing.
Yeah.
I don't know what it's called. Yeah.
So I just kind of can't be asked for that. So
we were working on Mad Max as well.
Mad Max. I'm making some incredible progress on Mad Max. All of Jeet's territory I've done. I've got all the scrap in that area. I've got the 10,000 scrap trophy.
Same.
But I don't get to play it that much. And I looked at your trophy list and compared it to mine. You've been playing it for about a week, and I've been playing it for like 3 weeks.
Yeah.
And you nearly caught up to me, and it's so depressing. And like, I've also been working on Monster Hunter, which is going to take me like another 200 hours. And I was ahead of you for ages, and now you've like...
I'm at 42% on Monster Hunter.
It's ridiculous. You've dedicated a bit more time to it. You've got other friends who are playing it as well, so you've got people to go on with when I can't go on. Yeah. And you've like massively overshot me now. You're like 10 Hunter ranks above me. So I'm hoping we can play some of that together this weekend, because I really want to get back on it and do some progress. But obviously God of War, so maybe we won't get... Oh no, you don't have your save, do you?
I don't have my save. I forgot to upload it, so we'll have to do it another time.
Yeah.
We need to set up a dedicated Monster Hunter day, mate. But anyway, for me, Mad Max, I was working on that before God of War came out, and obviously I think I'm not actively working on Monster Hunter, but you know, every time I go on, it's slightly working towards
it's progress in it. So.
But yeah, and obviously I'm going to plat God of War. It doesn't seem like a ridiculously hard plat.
No, I was looking, it doesn't look too... There's no difficulty trophy either, which is strange, because I heard the highest difficulty is unbelievably hard.
I have like 20 games in my to plat /100% folder.
I've got something like 11 in there.
I recently, because there was a sale on as well, I bought what's it, fucking Bully, but for some reason it's called the Canem something Edit or something, whatever.
What?
Yeah, Canis Canem Edit or something like that.
Instead of Bully,
yeah. It must be like
it came out on PS4
remastered.
Huh.
GTA 3, GTA Vice City, and I already had San Andreas, so I've got those to plat as well, which I'm looking forward to.
Wow.
Because I love Vice City.
I've been thinking about getting GTA 5 for PS4 again.
There's a few online trophies to get.
Oh, that's a shame.
Yeah, I don't know how hard it'd be. But anyway, enough about our trophy update. If you've said everything that needs to be said.
Yeah, sorry. Go ahead with your quiz that you've sourced. That was the game intro.
Yeah, it was. Thank you for editing that in.
You're welcome.
I wish we had a button to press it.
Well, I'm going to look into, now that we've got the laptop and we can have it right in front of us, I'm going to look into some sort of soundboard thing we can do, which will pick up the PC audio, but because we use a
ASIO drivers.
Yeah.
Anyway, so this is a PlayStation quiz.
Go on then.
Quiz.
Hit me up. How many questions are there?
There's 20.
So I have to get 10, presumably.
There is a 5-minute timer. I'm hoping it doesn't just stop it if like 5 minutes ends and we don't, you know. But anyway, so question 1. Paul Phoenix is a fighter in which iconic fighting game which saw 3 entries on the original PlayStation? Is it A, Dead or Alive, B, Battle Arena Toshinden, C, Tekken, or D, Tobal number 1?
Is Paul Phoenix the guy with a big flat top in Tekken?
Paul Phoenix.
Why are you Googling it?
I just want to know. I know it is.
Is it Tekken?
I'm not telling you.
Well, my answer's Tekken. Jesus
Right.
fuck
You,
me.
are you sure?
Yeah.
That's answer C. It is Tekken.
Hey.
Who is the protagonist of Medieval, a classic action-adventure series on the original PlayStation? Sir Edmund, Sir Daniel, Sir Richard, or Sir
Daniel.
Alex? Yep.
Hey, I ain't even played it.
The influential PlayStation stealth action game popularized the cinematic approach to game storytelling. This, sorry, is
Metal Gear Solid.
Yeah. The developers of The Last of Us and Uncharted 4 Thief's End cut their teeth on this original PlayStation title. You know this, right?
Crash Bandicoot?
Yes.
Oh.
In Final Fantasy VII, players consumed this iconic item to revive after death.
Phoenix Down.
Okay.
Don't even read me the answers.
Which classic PlayStation horror series is known as Biohazard in Japan?
Resident Evil.
It is.
They did something cool with the logo. For
Yeah,
the
yeah. So we're on a time, mate. Show up.
All right.
Who is the main villain in the Crash Bandicoot series?
Neo Cortex. Is he not the main villain?
Are you sure?
I'm not sure.
Yep, he's right.
All right. Cool.
This classic light gun series from Namco introduced the Gun-Con Peripheral, Time Crisis, Resident Evil Survivor, Area 51, or Crypt Killer.
Time Crisis?
Yes.
Oh, look at me go, man.
In
I know
Twisted
more
Metal,
about
who drives the vehicle called Sweet Tooth?
Oh, I thought he was called Sweet Tooth.
Calypso, Carl Roberts, Needless Kane, or Crazy Harold, the Wacky Lunch Sack?
I'm going to randomly say B.
Wrong.
Yeah. What was it?
I don't know.
Oh, okay.
Director Steven Spielberg sparked the concept behind this best-selling game for the original PlayStation. Need for Speed, Tomb Raider, Medal of Honor, or Rayman?
Whoa, Medal of Honor?
Yep.
Why?
Fuck knows. Legendary comic Phil Hartman voiced the titular character of this PlayStation gem. Gex, Blasto, No One Can Stop Mr. Domino even. Oh, you don't know Jack.
I only know of Gex, so...
Gex is wrong.
Well, there you go.
This 3D arena fighter set the standard for original PlayStation polygonal visuals and was available on launch day September 9th, 1995 in North America. Was it A, Tobal number 1, B, Battle Arena Toshinden, C, Tekken, or D, Soul Blade?
What was the first one?
Tobal number 1.
I feel like it was Street Fighter, but if it I'm going to say Tekken, but I know that's wrong.
Tekken is wrong.
Yeah.
Silicon Knights is renowned for its work on this story-driven PlayStation series,
by
notable
Sega.
for its blood-sucking anti-hero. Countdown Vampires, Vampire Hunter D, Blood Omen, Legacy of Kain, or Castlevania Symphony of the Night?
Castlevania?
Is wrong.
Well,
About its Legacy
I
of Kain.
misheard the question because I thought you were talking about
Okay, fair
a
enough.
game made by Sega.
Okay. PlayStation quiz. This long-running Tecmo-developed fighting series made its debut on the original PlayStation. Dead or Alive, Tekken, Bloody Raw, or Battle Arena Toshinden?
What's Ballerina Toshinden? What was the first one? Sorry.
Dead or Alive.
I said Dead or Alive. It sounds like something Tecmo would make. Hey, that was right.
What is the final Tony Hawk game to appear on the original PlayStation? Is it Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 2, Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 3, Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 4, or Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 5?
On the original?
On the original PlayStation.
I have 1 and 2, so I'm going to say 2.
Wrong.
What was it? Oh, you don't know.
No, probably 3rd. This game by developer Reflections proclaimed to players, "You are the wheelman." Is it Driver, Twisted Metal, Grand Theft Auto, or Motorhead?
Driver.
Hey.
Notoriously difficult tutorial section.
Yes, this Capcom survival horror game introduced a fully 3D polygonal environments and a novel focus on tranquilizing enemies. Resident Evil 2, Clock Tower, or Dino Crisis?
Tranquilizing enemies?
Yes.
What was the last one? Dino Crisis?
Dino Crisis.
I'm going to say that because I'm sure you tranquilized dinosaurs.
Yeah, you did. Fans still clamour for a third entry to this weapon-based fighter released by Squaresoft, in which duels could be ended in one well-placed blow. Is it Soul Edge, Bloody Raw, Bushido Blade, or Guys?
I've never heard of any of those, so Bushido Blade
is right.
Wow, look at me go.
Which celebrated game studio developed Spyro the Dragon? Is it Shiny Entertainment, Insomniac Games, Neversoft, or Naughty Dog?
Insomniac Games
is right. Which one is not a character from the original Metal Gear Solid on PlayStation? Decoy Octopus, Psycho Mantis, Vulcan Raven, or Pterodactyl?
Is Pterodactyl in the first one? That's in that one?
Not a character from the original game.
Yeah, that one, I think.
Oh, the quiz is over.
What do you mean it's over? Run out of time?
Timed out, yeah.
You got a load of bullshit.
You got to log in to view your stats as well.
Are you like auto logging in with my Facebook like a dick?
No. You got 14 out of 20 though.
Oh well, I win.
Yeah.
Cool. What do I win?
Crisp high 5. No, nah, man's a clammy and yours probably clammy. There is a hard mode version if you want to try that out.
Well, what's hard mode? Is it just the same thing, but you've got 2 minutes?
That's 3 minutes.
Yeah, sure.
I'm not going to count this one. Like, you'd have to win this one.
Yeah, let's try it. See how hard it is.
Final Fantasy VII's Cloud Strife was a playable character in this PlayStation fighter. Soul Blade, Tekken, Guys, or Tabal number 1.
Soul, whatever.
Soul Blade. Nope. This
Okay.
polished PlayStation first-person shooter was developed by the creators of Ratchet & Clank. It was also the studio's very first title. Is it Disruptor, Alien Trilogy, Medal of Honor, Underground, or Power Slave?
Alien thing?
Alien Trilogy. Is wrong.
Cool.
3 of these games fully supported the original DualShock controller's analog sticks. One of them didn't. Which one? Metal Gear Solid, Gran Turismo, Ape Escape, or Jumping Flash!
Ape Escape.
Is wrong.
This is pretty hard, apparently.
Which celebrated game studio developed the first Spider-Man game for the original PlayStation? Core Design, Neversoft, Shiny Entertainment, or Westwood Studios?
Neversoft.
Is right.
Always hard.
From Software, the developer of From Software, which is the studio, the developer of the PS4 exclusive Bloodborne helped develop which trailblazing PlayStation title? Parasite Eve, Metal Gear Solid, Tenchu, Stealth Assassins, or Rival Schools?
They are Japanese, so I feel like
Tenchu.
Yeah.
Is right. What was the very first Street Fighter game to release on PlayStation? Street Fighter the movie, Street Fighter, Super Street Fighter 2 Turbo, Street Fighter Alpha, or Street Fighter X?
I actually watched a video about this yesterday. I think it's Street Fighter the movie.
Is right.
What are the chances that would come?
Game Studio Single Track developed 2 major titles that were released shortly after PlayStation's 1995 North American launch. One was Twisted Metal. What was the other? Colony Wars, Die Hard Trilogy, Warhawk, or Philosoma?
Colon Wars.
Is wrong. Which legendary studio was behind PlayStation games Destruction Derby and Crazy Ivan, among others? Reflections, Psygnosis, Crystal Dynamics, or Polyphony?
Crystal Dynamics. I'm just naming things that I've heard of.
Square published this 3D side-scrolling shoot-'em-up, which players could deploy a grappling arm to steal enemy weapons. Brave Fencer Musashi, Saga Frontier, Einhander, or Xenogears.
Einhander.
Einhander.
Oh no, where's my Hander? Go on, that one.
Einhander is right.
Hey, because there's one hand.
The title of this 989 Studios produced PS1 exclusive dance rhythm game conflicted with that of a popular Taito-developed puzzle game called Puzzle Bobble in Japan, promoting a name change for its US release. Name its final US release: Bust the Move, Bust the Groove, Dance Dance Revolution, and Beat Mania.
Beat Mania, I think.
D is wrong. I bet with Dance Dance. Actor Bruce Willis was cast in the lead role for this PlayStation action game developed by Neversoft. Die Hard Trilogy, Die Hard Trilogy 2, Apocalypse, or Siphon Filter.
I don't have Die Hard Trilogy 2.
I don't know.
Siphon Filter.
Is wrong.
I don't know.
We've only got 3 seconds. So
Oh,
no
just
point.
leave it. That was awful,
We
mate.
got 4. How many did we get to?
I did say earlier that I didn't have a PlayStation as a child, so I didn't play most of these games that have been mentioned.
Yeah.
How's it looking?
That was hardcore. I think we got to...
Did you know any of those?
Let's see.
I suppose you could just say
one.
yeah. So
No, I didn't guess that one. Like, Cloud Strife was playable character in this PlayStation Fighter. What did you say? C? It's not Urgeist. I don't know. Don't Soul Blade have a trend of...
that's what I said, is it? Because I thought Soul Calibur, because they always have
I
a
don't know.
guest.
Maybe I pressed that one wrong. I don't know.
Dick.
Yeah, I don't know what they made before Ratchet and Clank.
Yeah, innit? Alright, well,
I would have said Metal Gear Solid didn't support the original DualShock controllers and analog sticks.
didn't.
Yeah,
They were
'cause-
like trendsetters of everything.
yeah, well, I just remember that you couldn't use the camera. It was always fixed. So I never played the
right.
first one on PlayStation. So maybe you had to walk around with a direct.
Oh, yeah, the
buttons.
original, that makes sense.
I played the second one and used the analog stick for that. We got B
Alright.
right, which I knew that. Neversoft. I used to love playing those
Yeah,
Spider-Man
yeah.
games. I would have guessed Tenchu as well for the Bloodborne
You did.
developers.
I was gonna say Metal Gear Solid because I was hoping like they
Oh.
worked with them, but then you were like, I said the Japanese, so and then you went Tenchu, and I was like, yeah.
Yeah. What was the very first Street Fighter game? I wouldn't have guessed that. Street Fighter the movie. Was it a movie before it was a game?
So instead of being the traditional like cell shaded Street Fighter style, it was like the old Mortal Kombat style where it was like images of people as
Alright.
sprites based on the movie characters.
Okay. Weird.
I watched a French YouTuber talking about it yesterday.
I wouldn't have guessed that one either.
It's okay.
Not that one.
We can end the podcast now.
We can end it.
We can go and play God of War.
We can go play God of War. Let's go
I'm
do that.
Very excited to do that. So,
Alright.
thank you for listening. We really appreciate that.
Go on our Twitter. All our fucking links are there.
Yes,
We appreciate you
Well, at
listening.
least tell them what the Twitter is.
The Twitter is @UT2cast.
At UT2cast, that's right.
We appreciate you.
Yeah.
Do we need a unique sign off?
We do.
Stay
Well-
classy, San Diego.
Just them.
Just San
The
Diego.
rest of you, like, do what you want. It's not cocaine off
We
your
don't-
mum's titties.
Just pretend we said something cool to sign off.
Yeah.
Oh, why am I turning around?
You don't yeah.
God, it's like we crawled up into Satan's fucking
It's
anus.
so warm.
We just tucked under his ball sack. It's still recording. Oh my god.
Right, Log Swamp.